Hi, it's Rob from Progressive Property here, and I want to talk to you about raising cash to invest in property. Now, here's the thing, there are a few prerequisites for this, because number one, first of all, I'm not advising you on any strategy, I'm merely opening up the ways that you can raise cash. Number two, this video is definitely dependent on you having the ability to go out and find a deal. So if you've been watching the blog post below, or to wherever they are on this page, then the thing I just don't like to see, and the thing that just really irritates a lot of people, is when they've found a good deal and they don't know how to finance it. Now obviously, as you'll know, we talk about 7 different ways of doing no money down. We talk about 5 ways of monetizing deals from cash. What I'm talking about here is taking the simple strategy of buying, putting a deposit in, doing a remortgage to get your money back out, and ways of raising that cash. So if you still think that money's an objection, if you still think you can't do no money down, if you're convinced that you don't have any money, then you need to watch the rest of this. If you've already got money, if you know how to raise money, if you know how to do no money downs, then maybe this isn't new, but of course you'll probably learn something new from it anyway. So with that in mind, I'm just going to talk to you about 13 ways that you can raise finance to get into property. So number one, the most simple one that you all know, is raising equity. But this is the thing, you see, most people go, I don't have a house, or I do have a house and I don't have enough equity. If you have friends, family, uncles, aunts, or anyone that you know who has equity in their property, I would urge you to think about how you can use that better. Not just for you and investing in property, but if that money is sat in that property, and it is, let's say there's £100,000 sat in a property, sure. In 10 years, if you look at data since the Doomsday Book was finished in 1088, we know that properties go up 10.2% a year. So compounding every 7 or 8 years, that'll double. So that 100 equity will turn into 200 and 400 and whatever else. But if you took that equity and you leveraged it and you had 10 properties instead of 1, you're going to make 10 times the return on that money. So it's not, we all know what equity can do, and we all know if we have a house or not, but are you utilising equity that you or your family or your friends have wisely? That would be the question. Okay, number 2 then, loans. Now, loans is something I've never recommended, and I'm not recommending it to you now. But there's an opportunity right now, you see, because if you believe that now's the best time, and if you believe that over the next 18 months, 2 years, 2.5 years, you can make more money now than you probably could in the last 3 and maybe in the next 5 because of the serious discounts and the drop in the market, then you've got to be creative and think about how you can pool in your money, both that you've got now, but also money that you'll have in the future to use it now. So maybe you would want to consider loans. Now, what are the rates at the moment? I don't ever take loans out personally, but if they're 8%, then it's better than an overdraft or a credit card, which we'll come to. But something just quite creative. If you set up a Barclays Premier account, there are probably others from other accounts, you'll get a pre-approved £25,000 Barclays Select loan, which is what Mark and I have. And if you ever just need to raise some quick finance that you'll pay back in 2 or 3 or 6 months just using the simple buying strategy, then that's a good use of money. And that means that when you find that deal, there's no excuse, and it means that you can't not find the finance. So it's useful to have there. Mark and I have 6 or 7 open but 0 balance credit cards. And the thing with that is we don't use them for doodads and for liabilities, but if the deal of the century comes along, Mark and I just did a nearly 50% deal right now. And if you need to buy that cash, what are you going to do? And you don't want to pass the best deal of the century, which probably does come along every 2 or 3 weeks anyway. So, as well as equity and loans, credit cards, all of our credit card companies are starting to say, do interest-free again. 2 or 3% arrangement fee and borrow up to 10 grand interest-free for 9 months. Like they were doing now. Again, I'm not advising you to do it, but be aware that it's there. I'm going to come back to affiliates and being an affiliate and an ambassador for us later, because I'm not sure that you've spotted an opportunity, and I want to make sure that you have. So your overdrafts. Every time Mark and I set up a new property account, whether it's a joint one or an individual one based on different portfolios we have kind of scattered around for various things, we pretty much, because of our credit and because of cross-firing and making sure that we run our credit wisely, pretty much get agreed a 5, a 10, a £15,000 pre-approved overdraft. Now that can be useful. Paul McFadden, for his first 2 properties, one of our students based in Scotland who came on the 3-day masterclass, bought his first 2 deals using overdrafts, credit cards. Now, I'm not saying he should or he shouldn't. What I'm saying is he did. And the fact that he did meant that now he has got, buying his 3rd property, again, no money down. And, you know, he's 20 odd years old and all of a sudden he's got 3 or 4 properties and he's well on the road. And if he hadn't have had those emergency things to use, he never would have raised that cash. He never would have had that portfolio. He still probably would have been at university getting drunk. Business angels, so you know, your whole kind of Dragon's Den type thing. If you go to Rotary clubs, charity balls, if you come to our Property Buying Frenzy event where we have over 200 people, you know, once or twice a month, you will find people with money. You will find private investors. We've got whole loads of there, wherever the videos are, on joint venturing. And, you know, at our Property Buying Frenzy event, we've got a whole section on joint venturing, and we get private investors and people who have deals and want to do joint ventures together. It's a strategy that's so overlooked that you can use very well. And business angels are slightly different to private investors. So a business angel would be a James Caan or a Duncan Bannatyne type, would want to share in a business and would probably want to oversee it. Private investor might be someone who's got some money in the bank. I just saw one today who's got 200,000 liquid and he wants to lend it to us. So private investor would probably just lend you money. Short-term basis, they probably want 1 to 3% a month. Again, in the blog posts and our events in more detail. That's a great way of getting your hands on short-term finance so that you can take yourself to that 3 to 5 property mark really quickly and get yourself replacing your pension, you know, quicker than maybe you believe, maybe 5 years instead of 25 years or whatever. And if you've already got lots of properties, it's a way for you to grow your portfolio even more using other people's finance. If you can't get mortgages because you're overexposed because you've got too many properties, it's a great strategy. Okay, then we've got inheritance. Now, here's the thing with inheritance. So many people work so hard and they work so hard all their life to pay off their mortgage and then they die. And that's just a sad reality of it. Now, if you have parents or you know people who have parents or whatever who've worked really hard and managed to struggle and pay off their mortgage and they're sitting on this asset that they're not using, they're going to pass that to you anyway. That, you know, why don't you think about encouraging or talking to them with a strategy where you can help them enjoy some of that money now rather than when they die. And also you can get some of it early, start investing in property and also bypass legally and legitimately some of the inheritance tax laws. Family and friends, you know, I'd much rather borrow family and friends than I would from a bank. Now, people might disagree with me for that, so, you know, don't go into business with your friends and family, maybe. Simon Little, student of ours, got 5 properties, 26, 27 years old, put a business proposal to his mum, and now they invest together as a team. Now, if it wasn't for Simon's family, he'd still be in a job. What about pensions and endowments? If you believe that now's the best time and you can get these 30, 40+% discounts, your pension, which may be worth nothing in 10, 15, 20 years, your endowment, which may be worth nothing, why don't you think about converting it now, turning it into cash? One of our hands-free investors has recently done that. Because money now and portfolios now is better than something that might come in 20 years, but, you know, just look at what's happening with pensions and endowments, probably isn't. Oh, chuck a crazy one out there, sell all of your possessions on eBay. I mean, it's bad chi. It's bad chi to live with junk. You know, I sold Victor Victoria suits, Paul Smith cufflinks, I had 5 TVs, I sold the lot on eBay. And I raised £15,000 in cash just from crap I didn't even use. It was ridiculous. Now that's probably, you know, a full set of courses teaching you how to be a professional investor and 3 or 4 sets of fees for no money down or 1 full deposit on stuff you didn't even need. So I wanted to talk to you about this affiliate thing. Now, we reward people who help us grow our business. So we have an ambassador program where any one of your friends, family, or if you have a database, or if you're an internet marketer, or you have a blog, anyone that you pass to us and refer to us, we will help you grow your wealth by paying you a share of our revenue and our profits. So that's something that you should seriously consider as well. So if you're interested in that, or anything else like the Property Buying Frenzy events, simply leave your details at the bottom. I hope you found this video useful. We've got the newsletter, the biggest newsletter we've done coming out next week, and all sorts of valuable content ready for you. So make sure when you get an email, you click on open straight away. Have a great day.